Welcome to Rising Tides, the business podcast where we explore how business professionals across industries make waves and rise above the competition. Join Angela Merziff and myself, Kim Hayden, as we talk to inspiring business professionals from entrepreneurs to executives about the strategies and tactics they use to get ahead. From their failures to their successes, you'll get an inside look at what it takes to make it in the business world today. Hey, Angela.
Hey.
We're still live. We're still live. I'm watching my tech here. My tech is giving me grief today. So,
Yeah.
but that's like
a few moments like that.
Yeah, that's like a common thing for me. Nothing new. Nothing
It's
new.
that metal plate in your head interfering with everything.
I'm telling you, I'm going to coin the terms tech taught, tech intuitive, because I tell people I am tech taught. I am not tech intuitive because I'm over 50 and there were no computers and I got kicked out of typing class. So for talking too much, go figure. I did. They were like, after about 2 weeks of me in there disrupting the class, there's like, yeah, no, you're
What
not
else
going to
is
be a
there to do? You're
receptionist. You don't
typing.
need to
So
learn
boring.
this.
Right.
All righty. So you excited?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I have tons of questions for our next guest. I think this is an interesting topic and something that a lot of people are struggling with these days. So
I
it'll be a good one.
totally agree. I totally agree. I'm super excited because our next guest, as a CEO, Chief Sales Officer, President, Master Trainer, and Executive Consultant for 21 years, Brooke Dukes has worked with C-suite executives, leaders, and entrepreneurs. Brooke specializes in helping women identify the parts of their life that are holding them back and creates a customized plan designed to meet them where they are, determined where they want to go, and create a strategy on how to get there. Whether the goal is personal, professional development, she supports executives and their teams in understanding, influencing, and transforming human behavior. Brooke has worked with Fortune 100 companies, including United Airlines, IBM, EDS, Lear, Isagenix, and Home Point. I'm excited. Top 100. We're climbing up there, Angela? It's no longer top 500. We're now in the top 100 connections. It's only 1 degree of separation, right? Hey, Brooke, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Me too.
Excited. All right.
It's gonna be a good one. We've got lots to talk about here. So welcome. And you're joining us from Texas, is that right?
Austin, Texas. Yes.
Austin, Texas. Awesome.
That's like the tech capital of Texas.
It is.
So,
yeah. Up and coming.
Oh, it's huge. I think they have like Jasper AI is out of Austin. I think Capsho. I think there's a lot of tech AI companies out of Austin right now.
Yeah.
All the stuff you use, Kim.
Everything I use. That's how I know it's there.
Do you call support a lot in Texas?
I do. Actually, I could even show you on my phone. I just had a call from Texas.
There you go. That's why you know this. Anyway, we digress. So Brooke, I know you have a really interesting backstory and the journey that brought you to what you do today. Can you please share a little bit about that journey and what was that turning point for you? What was that aha moment into coming into doing what you're doing today and how you're working with clients in your business today?
Yeah. This is going to date me now. It was almost 25 years ago, 24, something like that. I was working with a Fortune 100 company and I was a director. I had been working on a deal with United Airlines for a year and a half. And the CEO at that time wanted us to bring our team over because they were outsourcing their call center to Nova Scotia. So they wanted us to fly to Nova Scotia. And so I told my boss that, great, I'll prep my right-hand person to go because I was 8 months pregnant. And he looked at me very straight-faced and said, that would be great if you'd like to give her your bonus. So I He said, we've got a corporate jet for you. Everything's set up. So I got on the corporate jet. I went, and on the way home, I went into preterm labor. Now, my daughter was fine. Everything turned out wonderful. And it was a huge wake up call for me because I recognized I'd really risked my child's life for money. And furthermore, I was not living my values. I wasn't living and acting in a way that showed what I valued in my life, which was my family and, my children and my friends and self-care. Hadn't done that in a while. So it really made me look and reevaluate my entire life and how I wanted to live it.
Wow. That's quite a story. Glad your daughter was okay. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. How many people do you feel are in this position, like women especially, that they're not living their values? Maybe they've even not really taken the time to ask themselves, what are their values when it comes to the workplace?
Well, I think so many because it even happened to me more recently. I was with a consulting firm for 16 years, fabulous firm, but I recognized that I was I wasn't feeling fulfilled, right? I wasn't living my purpose. I wanted to do more. The firm was working for very large companies and, C-suite, typically males, and I recognized I wanted to give back and I wanted to share my story with other female leaders because so many, to answer your question, in my experience of over 21 years in business consulting, so many people wake up and they have reached that pinnacle. They've reached the success that they thought was going to bring them happiness because so many times we're taught that, really work hard, sacrifice now, and you'll get that happiness, success, whatever it is at the end. And so many people wake up and they're like, I thought I would feel a particular way once I reach this pinnacle, and I don't. But I have no idea what to do with that. Now, men and women feel that
Right.
way. However, with women, it's a little bit different because typically women don't support each other like men. They don't mentor each other. They don't sponsor each other. Many of us, myself included, walk around letting everyone know everything's perfect. I'm superwoman. I can do this. I'm the queen of multitasking. I've got everything under control. When on the inside, we are falling apart, but we don't let anyone know. So it's so hard when I woke up and thought, all right, I know this isn't what I want to do. I have no idea what I want to do. I have years of experience. I've reached a particular level of financial stability and success. I don't want to give all of that up, but what does that mean then? How do I take all of those years of experience, package it into something that gives me fulfillment that the world will actually pay for?
Right. So was that your moment that you knew you wanted to create your own brand and launch your own business and work from a place of your own values? Is that when that happened? That story you described to us?
Oops, I think I'm muted.
There we go. I can hear you now.
Okay, sorry. That was one of the times. It's happened a few times in my life, right? So that after getting off that corporate jet, I decided to leave corporate America. From there, I started a few businesses. I sold a business. I joined a consulting firm as a partner to help to grow that business. And more recently, as of this year, decided to really hone in more and focus my business on supporting women, giving mastermind groups, right? So I could learn how to help more people, also working with small and mid-sized businesses, entrepreneurs, whether that's, male or female.
Okay. Is my mic on? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. At this very exact moment, every week, the garbage truck comes along my street and collects garbage.
I have the lawn crew outside my window, so I'm hoping it's not me.
It's always at the exact time I hit record on the podcast, and
I know.
without fail, it comes, bouncing down the street, making a bunch of noise. So I had to do some things to my microphone. But yes, I feel you on women we have a hard time. We're very competitive as
Yes.
opposed to our male counterparts, right?
Yeah.
I yeah.
Well,
So and we
and I
have
understand it, right?
yeah,
Because there are fewer spots at the top for women. And
right,
so if you want that spot, if you're only thinking of yourself at that time, it's understandable, right? You know that you've got to compete with the other woman because there's so few spots there. And what
right.
I really hope that women start to recognize is we can change that ourselves, right? If we start supporting each other, it may hurt right there in the short term, but in the long term, overall wellness, happiness, success, we're going to, all of that is really going to take itself to the next level. We have to be the ones to really step up and make that happen.
Yeah, I believe that to be true too. And that's the whole reason we started this podcast. So
I love that.
I believe
That's why I
as
wanted to
you're,
be on.
it's like give a penny, take a penny, right? As you're getting mentored and coached, there's always someone behind, well, I don't want to say behind you, but we all are at different parts of our journey. We're all at different levels and stages of our journey. I believe you should also be teaching someone, right? As you're
Yes.
learning, you teach and you become, your knowledge becomes more grounded within
Oh,
your brain
absolutely.
as you teach. So it really
Mhm.
is a two-way mentorship. As you're mentoring, you're also helping yourself. So
Completely agree with you. It's one of the most selfish things you can do is to give, to add value, right? It really benefits you more than the person you're even giving to, which is a perfect win-win scenario.
right. I think a lot of people don't quite understand that, but I
Right.
think things are changing. So
Yes,
that's good.
agree.
So what are the common roadblocks that you see that are holding people back from, not only their goals, but like their ultimate fulfillment, like their joy, their happiness. They've reached their goals, but what's the disconnect that you see? Like what's going on that they're not fulfilled, even though they've reached their goals?
Well, so many times that it's the balance. So what it took for them to get to the point that they're at was not taking care of themselves, was possibly neglecting their family, their friends, like all of their focus, their energy went into that success. So then when you recognize you need all of the other areas in your life for happiness, you need to have, you need to take care of yourself. I think that that's a big thing for women. We normally put because we're born nurturers, right? That's what we were created to do. So our natural tendency is to put ourselves behind, take care of other one out, take care of your team, of your business, or whatever the case, and then self. When the reality of it is, when we take care of ourselves, we're in the best possible state to be able then to act in any one of our roles. And so we were actually able to get more done in less time. So even though it's counterintuitive, if I take this time for myself, I'm taking it away from my business or my family or my kids, it's really giving you more time because you're in a higher state. You have the energy level, you have the focus, the brain capacity, all of that to be able to really support yourself and moving forward. So that's one of the main things I think is that balance because it's scary to step back because all of that action and activity and working and sacrifice did get you to that goal. So
Right.
that's one of the main things that I have to work on first with people, whether I'm working with a small business, medium business, or one-on-one coaching or in our mastermind, is that shift in mindset because that's a
Mhm.
big thing. It all starts there. It's not about we need to just give you the great strategy to make you feel fulfilled. Strategy is not it. What do you believe? What do you value? What is your mindset? What perspective do you bring to the world? Those are the things that need to be worked on first.
Yeah, so true. It's that analogy of the airline mask falling down, right?
Yes.
Put
Yes.
yours on first. You'll be of no use to anyone if you're passed out, right? On the
Exactly.
plane. So
Exactly.
it's yeah. So for people watching, I mean, they're gonna say, "Well, if I didn't, is that really possible if I I mean, I have to really go after my goals to achieve them. Can I really have this balance? Or, what do I have to sacrifice then? Is it going to take longer to get to my goals? Am I going to have to give up some of my goals? Are these some kind of questions that come up in your coaching?
Always.
Yeah. What do you have to say
Yeah.
about that?
Well, it really first is really looking at making a clear vision. So many times people they don't get specific on what they want. They're moving towards this thing out there somewhere, right? So it's really looking at what is it that you want in all areas of your life, not just professional, right? In your personal, in your relationships and your health and your wellness, your spirituality, whatever, all areas, setting a measurable target starting with a year, moving to, a 5 year, moving backwards from there, like really specific. What's that measurable target? Let's just take it from a business perspective. I want to have a $200 million annual revenue business by the year 2030. That's a measurable target, right? It gives you a time, it gives you something that you can measure to get there. You want to do that in all aspects. And then you can really look at, what do I need to do to be able to achieve that? Who do I need to become? Because you just don't start out knowing how to do it. If you knew how to do it, you'd already be there. Right. And so it's really walking through the process, because then when you can get very clear, you know what to focus on, you stop becoming so reactive. And you're putting out, normally when someone is out of balance, things aren't working for them, they're unfulfilled, they are reacting and putting out fires constantly. They can't figure it out. Why is this always happening? It's because they have not put the steps in place to make it so that they can be proactive and to focus on the things that are important but not urgent. I mean, that's where fulfillment lives. We're normally really looking at, either we're being distracted, so we're working on things that are unimportant and unurgent. We're checking emails, we're on social media, right? Or delusion, where we're looking at, okay, this thing seems urgent, but it's really unimportant. But it's what I want to do, because the other stuff I'm supposed to do just doesn't seem that much fun right now. And so we procrastinate. That's where the perfectionism, procrastination comes in, right? And so you really want to live in that spot where they don't become urgent, because you're proactively working your plan and focusing on the right things. And when you're in a role, whether that's mother or spouse or executive, you're fully focused on that role. Because a lot of times, especially with women, we love to tell people how we can multitask. It's our superpower. No, it's not. It's not your superpower.
Yeah,
Focus
no,
on
it's
the role at
nobody's
hand.
superpower.
No, it's no
Yeah,
one's superpower. That is
no,
never the answer to success.
no, it's
Focus
not.
100% on the role that you're in and move from role to role. That's how you can really add balance and get to success quicker, even though it seems at the beginning overwhelming. There's no way I can do this. It won't work.
Yeah, I agree. I implemented this a while back. I heard that, what is her name? Barbara Corcoran. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name right, but she's one of the Shark Tank ladies.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I don't know if that's a Canadian show, but it's
Oh no,
like the
I've
investors.
seen it.
Okay, so
So
you guys,
yeah, yeah.
okay, I think she's on Shark Tank. We have a Canadian version called Dragon's Den. So she's either on Dragon's Den or Shark Tank. I'm not sure. Sorry, Barbara. But anyway, she talked about this. When I'm at work, they kind of did a day in the life of, a little, um, a snippet of her at work. And she said, I tell my family when I'm at work, I'm at work. And when I'm with my family, I'm with my family. And she draws that hard line so she can
Yeah,
really be excellent at whatever hat she's got on at that moment. And I thought, that's good. I'm following that. And it really made a big difference, right?
absolutely.
In both personal
Yeah.
and business life,
Yep.
right? So I feel you there. But I love what you said. Who do I need to become? So
Yeah.
we think we're, um, gaining ground when we're doing something, right? Those
Yeah.
tactics, we're addicted to those, the doing. But to take a step back and actually ask, who do I need to become? The being, like, who do I need to be in order to hit that goal? That we don't
Right.
ask ourselves that enough.
No.
We
And
don't
that's the
start there.
whole point of setting that vision. Because once you put that to our mind is a cybernetic mechanism, it needs a target, right? If you think of it like a plane, the pilot can't even take off until they put the destination into the plane. Our brain is kind of the same way. And if we don't put a vision, it will pull from our past experiences, current capabilities, or someone in our circle that has a stronger vision. So the moment
Mm.
that we put that vision, things are brought into our life, challenges, resistance, to help us to become someone that can achieve the goal. So something that might seem like, oh, this is a setback, or this isn't, it means that I shouldn't be doing this. No, it's good. Celebrate when those things happen and learn from it, because it means you're one step closer to the becoming, which, to your point, life isn't about the destination, it's about the becoming, right? We always say it's about the journey. And we have to get out of that, I'm going to sacrifice now for the reward later. No, we need to enjoy it now, because happiness is what creates success, not the other way around.
Mm. That's a good point. That's a good point. I must have had this naturally because I've always tried to be like, no, today is all you have, right? And
Yeah,
enjoy where you're at. Even if there's crap going on, there's always something going on. But try and enjoy where you're at, and try and balance things too. Enjoy your family, don't neglect them. Work hard, yes, when you're working, but also that work hard, play hard attitude. I don't know.
that's
That's
wonderful. Good
probably
for
an
you.
overused phrase, but I don't know. I've always had that. I don't know why, but there's more to life than
Well,
just the
well, if you have
financial
children, I
stuff.
hope you pass that on to them, because that is rare.
Yeah, I do have one boy, he's 6, so
Yeah.
hopefully, yeah, I do pass that on to him. Um, but yeah, I know, like, when we're trying to go after those goals, it can be scary, especially, I've been self-employed for 15 years. Like, there was
Mhm.
no roadmap for me to follow. There was no, you know, university program that would have prepared me for that. It's just I kind of had to figure it out on my own. So there is a lot of fear
Yeah.
in pursuing your goals and your dreams. I also had one of these aha moments where I wanted to do things on my own because I wasn't feeling like working for somebody else was doing it for me. It just wasn't cutting the mustard for me. So I jumped into it, right? Didn't know anything. Had to become a lot of
Right.
things, had to learn how to become. But I don't know if you work with clients who are also transitioning from corporate into their
Do.
own business, and what are they feeling? Are they fearful of things? How do they end up dealing with those fears, overcoming those fears of failure, maybe financial insecurity, right? Getting
Yeah.
away from those golden handcuffs to pursue something more fulfilling. How do you help them with that?
Yeah, in fact, that is such a great topic, and I'll do speaking engagements, and the fear of failure, even the fear of success, right?
I
It
did
comes
too.
up a lot. In fact, I have I've created a worksheet, a PDF, to help people that we give away for free on our site for just that reason, because that is what happens, and it rears its head in so many ways. And perfectionism, right? We don't delegate, we procrastinate, so many different ways that that comes up. The worry that gets into our head, we're not sleeping well now, we're worrying. And the thing with worry is it becomes a habit that then feeds that fear, because our brain, it just goes down the path of least resistance. So if it recognizes that that worry even took the anxiety away for a moment, it will stay on that path. So then if you've been up at night and you feel like a hamster on a wheel and you just can't get this freaking thought out of your head, that's what's happening, is your mind is just going down that path. And so you've really got to break that pattern to help yourself to be able to step into uncertainty, to really recognize and believe in yourself. You've got to build that belief about your own capabilities. because we all have unlimited capabilities. The thing that holds us back is our lack of belief in ourselves, in the products, in the company, and whatever aspects go into, a lot of times when I'm coaching people that are leaving corporate America on their own, I mean, it is a huge fear because it's financials. I mean, so many parts of it. We have 6 basic human needs, and that leap can, it's taking away your certainty, maybe your connection to a team that's going away, the significance. You were probably an executive. Now I'm going to go to a business owner of a small business that could fail, right? There's so many different things that lead us to not do it, and why so many people stay stuck and they don't do what you did or what I've done and step out to be that entrepreneur. And I just encourage everyone that, to me, that is what life is about, is finding what lights you up and living your purpose, right? Sticking with that. And if that's being an entrepreneur, then, that's you, it's priceless. You have to take the risk.
Yeah. And I guess some people are not built for that. And,
Right. And that's okay too.
And that's okay too. Everyone's got their own path. For me, I guess I've always been a little bit of a risk taker. So I thought, why not? I'll try it. You can always undo it. You can always try it and do something else, right?
Well, that's the thing. It's okay. Failures are they're just big lessons, right?
Exactly.
And learn from it. And if that one didn't work, it doesn't mean that the next one won't. You just had to learn some things so that you can try again to be able to then be more successful and keep trying. And what did they say? Wasn't it Edison? It's some crazy number of times he failed on the light bulb. I mean, yeah, crazy. Think about if he would have given up. Our world would be a lot different. So
right, exactly. Or somebody else would have stolen, taken his claim to fame. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're too quick to beat ourselves up about failures, but even the biggest and best companies that we know of, they didn't just get it right from the get-go, but we don't hear about that. We're not getting the honest full story when we hear about the stories of successful businesses, right? I did want to ask you, you talked about believing in yourself, and cutting the perfectionism out of your life in order to achieve your goals and get over your fears. Well, how does one do that on their own? Or does it require some kind of accountability? What role does having accountability in your life play in overcoming fears like that?
I find that some people need accountability more than others. Some people need external accountability, which is why we created a mastermind group for female leaders, executives, entrepreneurs. It helps to learn from each other. I mean, that's a big thing. Like, find your tribe, which can be hard because they say it's lonely at the top for a reason. As a female executive, that's very true. A lot of times you don't have anyone to talk to. You need to really look for support. If you need that external accountability, that can be a way to do it, right? You can get a coach, right? You don't have to do it on your own. Some people can, some people can't. There's not a right or wrong way to do it. There is really making sure, though, that you get the support that you need, especially as an entrepreneur, as a female. A lot of women, they won't outsource some of the things that will help them, right? They don't get an assistant. They don't get a house cleaner. They don't get, so make your life easier so that you can focus on what's important. Focus on the things that only you can do and outsource some of the other things, because then if not, you make yourself the roadblock.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how I got through business for so long without some kind of support or group, but I did. And I guess at the time I didn't realize that I could have that support, but man, did things ever change when I did get that support and the feedback and the mentorship.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah. the support thing, that's interesting that you bring that up. And it goes back to when you're talking about the distracted and the urgent behavior. I have some personal theories on this after, I'm a lifelong entrepreneur. And I believe that we do the distracted and urgent things so we're not forced to ask for the money so that we can pay for the staff that we need. So then we put ourselves in this constant loop of, I don't have any money, so I can't hire anybody, and I must not be able to take on new clients because I can't serve them because I can't ask for the money.
Yep.
At some point in time, you have to project it to reflect it. You have to just say, and I mean, it was funny because I had a call the other day. I really want to do this one podcast, but here's the reality. I cannot produce these podcasts at what I do for less than what I'm charging. I can't. Because if I do that, then I actually discredit the other podcast I'm working on. I discount my own time, and I'm unable to pay for my team that makes my other podcast shine.
Good for you.
So and I've just been sitting in the back writing notes because this is how I learned. This is my PhD, right? But yeah, I do think that we as women, we sit in this credibility, confidence, and relevancy crisis mode that we distract ourselves and then we put urgency and then you hear things, well, I need to make more money. No, money is not the action. It is the result of action. So what is the action you're going to do today? I'm going to make 3 sales calls. And when I do those 3 sales calls, I'm going to get a second opportunity or close one of them. And while I'm doing that, or if somebody's not a salesperson, I'm a salesperson. If somebody's not a salesperson, hire a salesperson. Don't sit
Right.
there and try and read a script that you're not comfortable with. Somebody else will go paint the heavens and close the deals if you can serve. If you're an amazing copywriter, I think a lot of women just actually are quite selfish in keeping their extraordinary talents to themselves because they won't find their counterbalance so they can get that talent out there and serve others.
Yeah.
Those are my 2 cents. But
No,
I've been listening. Brooke. You are awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, as we're wrapping up here, I would love to ask, what's one piece of advice that you could give to somebody who feels they're defined by their career, they've reached some, significant amount of success, but they're still unfulfilled? What are some steps they can start taking to write that next chapter of their life where they do find themselves in a place of joy and fulfillment?
Yeah, I think it's awareness, right? Really just looking at what's happening in your life. What are the things in all areas that light you up? What are the things when you're doing it, you feel like you're in flow, like things are just working well for you, right? And pay attention to that. Look at what are the commonalities between those things, right? Because in my opinion, and if get help if you can't figure it out, right? If you're just looking at, because it's like I think of it as a writer, you're staring at the blank page, right? I mean, that's why AI is going to be so fabulous for so many people. It gives you somewhere to start, so then you can start. So I would say first look at what is it that you love. Really focus on that. Can you be paid for it? Is it that, can you do it in your current capacity, or do you need to go out on your own? Right. So really just step back, get off of the treadmill that you've been on, and just take stock of your life. What are the things that you want? And move from there. And if it doesn't make sense to you, if you're still like I was, right? I was in a vacuum. I couldn't get past it. I needed to talk to someone and to just get clear on it. and to just take away the fog and help me to look at my life and the vision that I needed to have to move forward.
Hmm. Yeah, I love that. What lights you up, and can you be paid for it? And are other people being paid for it? Sometimes we just need that example,
Right.
right? To help us
Exactly.
gain that one iota of confidence, just take that next step.
Yeah.
Right?
Talk to people, share
Yeah.
your pain. It's okay. Right. What makes shame worse? That it's unspeakable. It just feeds itself. So we need to just you'll be so surprised at the people that are in your life that may be going through the exact same thing you are. But we always think we're different, right? We're experiencing this pain over here in a vacuum by ourselves and no one else is experiencing it. Well, they are. So start talking about it and it will help you to get some of your answers.
Yeah, start breaking down those walls of shame and holding out. You're only kind of prolonging what you're going through, and making it harder on yourself. Right.
Absolutely.
So, well, we've got your website here up on the screen, brookemdukes.com. And we mentioned earlier that there was a freebie on that website that you
There
can grab
is overcoming the fear of failure.
Right. So please do grab that if you guys are interested in understanding more about how you can do that. Connect with Brooke on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. Is it still twitter.com? I don't know.
I don't even,
I'm
or is
not
it
on it.
It's
x.com?
actually X, and I watched an entire documentary on the sabotage of branding, and that is the exact because he changed it to that, kill the bird, and
Yeah.
he's actually in lawsuits for infringement because
Really?
the X is actually a copy of several other companies like Exxon,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
EXP, my EXP. Literally is a copy of several of those.
Oh,
So
I think you
wow.
should have consulted with a branding expert maybe first.
maybe we'll get him on your show and you can give him the
Yeah.
news.
Yeah.
So sorry, that's my 2 cents. I was just watching a great documentary on that. Okay,
I'll have
sorry.
to look for
Totally
that. And
distracted.
also you can
So
find Brooke on Instagram too. So and exciting news, Brooke, you've got a book coming out soon.
I do. Yes, in October, we'll be launching a book. It will be on the website and we'll have it all over. It's Burn On, Not Out, redefining your life when success isn't enough.
Awesome. So check her back out in October. That might be a good place to start with her book if you're, in that spot where you're overwhelmed, burnt out, and you just want a different direction. Yeah, Kim, thoughts?
you know what? It's awesome. And you know what? Don't be afraid, people. Lean in. Lean in. There are so many people that are just that 1 week, that 1 month, that 1 year, that 10 years ahead of you on your journey. Because if you're not an entrepreneur today, if you're not doing consulting work today, and you are an expert in your field, there's a high likelihood you will be within the next 5 years. People are downsizing, stuff is moving. So get yourself ready, get your mind in the right place so that you are able to step comfortably and confidently into that space, right? And wouldn't you agree, Brooke, that there are some big
Absolutely.
shifts happening and you need to be
Yes.
prepared? You need to be
Yes.
prepared. So start
Absolutely.
learning, start listening and learning now, folks.
Listen and
Thank
learn
you for
and sharing
having
what
me.
you learn with others. Thank you, Brooke. We enjoyed the conversation,
Thank
and
you.
we'll see you guys next time on Rising Tides.
Awesome. Bye for now.
Bye.
This show is sponsored by Be Bold Branding. Kick that yawn-inducing mission statement to the curb. Visit BeBoldBranding.ca and grab your Bold Manifesto Workbook to create a bold message that connects. Thank you for joining us here at Rising Tides, your business podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And you can follow Angela and Kim over on LinkedIn.